We have a very special guest with us here today, Andrea Lucas. Andrea is an author. She's a Harvard grad. She's a former director of the World Bank. She managed over 400 large-scale industrial projects in over 80 developing nations. She personally organized $6 billion in projects for mainland China. Now Andrea's new company, Club Asteria, is growing at a viral rate, and she's helping hundreds of thousands of people in developing nations around the world. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for having me on your webinar.
It's our pleasure, our pleasure. Let me ask Andrea, you and I have been business partners for years. And I know despite what it seems like your storybook career and success, I know you've had your share of struggles in your life, just like the rest of us. So can I ask you, if you could share with us, what is your number one biggest life lesson, your number one secret to success, if you will?
Well, Joe, for me, there's really only one answer.
Okay.
And that is, you must be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do not let outside forces dictate the direction your life will take. I have been very fortunate to enjoy a successful career over 40 years in international business and project development. But it was not until recently that I realized that my passion lies elsewhere. So today, I am living my passion by helping the less fortunate people in the world achieve their goals for a better life. And for that, I'm a much happier person. So that is my success story and my biggest lesson in life.
That's awesome. Yeah, Club Asteria and what you're doing there and the micro loans that you're making around the world, it's just phenomenal. So I commend you for that. It's amazing. Now, you're the author of My Life's a Mess, But I Can Fix It. What a creative title. May I ask you to briefly tell us about your book and also what inspired you to write it?
Well, my book is all about what I call the life script that we all live by.
Right.
Each one of us, lives according to a script that was actually formed during the early years of life, somewhere between the ages of 3 and 8 years old. These years are the formative and growth years where children are the most malleable and where experiences make a huge impression on them.
Right.
Very unfortunately, it is the negative experiences that have a much greater impact than the positive ones. For example, a child, a boy who's told by his parents or teachers that he's stupid, he will grow up believing that he's inadequate and will never achieve his fullest potential. An incident where a girl is stung by a wasp or a bee or bitten by a dog may be so traumatized that she'll forever shy away from outdoor activities and subconsciously chooses a career path that keeps her safely indoors for the rest of her life. In my case, it was a very negative encounter between my father and my mother when I was just 5 years old. That formed my life script. And that incident made me believe that women were vulnerable and that in order to survive as a woman, I had to be strong and powerful in a man's world. And that belief about the world and my place in it made me choose a career path that put me smack in the middle of constant competition with men, pushing me up the corporate ladder, so I would achieve more and faster than my male counterparts. But it was not until I was 60 years old that I understood the power of this life script and how it shapes a person's future. And I thought that my story needed to be told so that others could learn how to change a negative script into a positive one. And that's why I wrote this book.
That's awesome. That's inspirational. And I understand you very generously offered to make a copy of your book available to all our viewers here today.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, thank you for doing that.
I'd be happy to do that.
It's a great read, and it is truly enlightening when we learn our blueprint, our life script, and how it controls us almost like a robot from the time we're a child and most people, I think, don't even realize that there's a robot running their life, really.
Well, you've asked me about my success and my career path, and the biggest life lesson. And this is why I said before, you have to be true to yourself. I did not realize who I truly was until this revelation, came to me, that my entire life was formed by this script, by this experience, this incident that happened when I was only 5 years old. And it is so good to know and be able to share with other people of how I found out about the life script and how I was able to change it. And maybe if I did it, maybe somebody else can do the same and really, really live the life that they're meant to be and live it with passion. Because only when you live your life with passion will you have the success that you need and that you want in life.
I couldn't agree more. And you mentioned the little boy as your first example, and that was me, the little boy that was told he was retarded. In fact, not retarded, but put in a retarded class because I needed remedial reading. And of course, kids are cruel, so they called me retarded all the time. And I was in a little town in Grandview, Manitoba, little school, and kids are cruel, right? And so that blueprint becomes formed in stone, literally. And then I found that I actually enrolled in engineering to prove a point to the rest of the world, really to myself, and to subconsciously try to fight that blueprint programming that was there, and it is so powerful. So I congratulate you for finding yours and for living your dream and your passion right now. That's totally amazing and awesome.
Thank you. I would like to share, well, I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to just say a few words here, and I'd like to address the group. I have known Joe for quite a while, and we have shared many experiences together. And I can honestly tell you with sincerity that everything that Joe does and says comes from the heart. With him, what you see is what you get. He's a straight shooter who delivers on his promises, and he will do anything that he can to help you achieve your goals. Believe me, you're in good hands with him.
Thanks, Andrea. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you again for joining us today, and you take care.
Good luck to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.